we are going to study about the principles or laws which are derived from the Mendel's monohybrid cross. So Mendel derived three principles from the monohybrid cross. So the first one is your principle of Fade factor. Principle of Fade factor. And the second one is principle of dominance, and the third one is principle of segregation or law of segregation. And it is also known as, that means your law of segregation is also known as your first law of inheritance. So in this particular session we are just discussing about the principle of Page factor first, next is the principle of dominance. So first, principle of Page factor. Page factor means 2. That means your first Page means your 2. Factor means gene. That means modern language it is gene, but according to Mendel it is a factor which is transferred from one generation to another generation, which is always known as the first filial generation or second filial. That means the transformation after the crossing of the checkerboard. All these things. So if we consider the first point, so each character of an organism, you may consider the tallness of an organism, the dwarfness of an organism, or the color of an organism. That means you consider a seed color, that means your green or black, or a seed pod shape, that means your seed shape, that means your round shape or beetle shape, whatever it may be. That means you just consider a character, that means your tallness, whatever it may be, is controlled. That means the character is controlled. That means the tallness is controlled, the dwarfness is controlled. All these things are controlled by a pair of factor. That means this factor is the only reason for which the plant is your tall. That means the plant is your tall or the plant is your dwarf. That means your short. All these things. It is not the intermediate thing. That means the opposite thing. Tall, short, all these things, which are for a pair of character or pair of factor or gene which is located at the same locus. Here is the new term. What is your same locus of homologous chromosome? You consider a chromosome over here. So we just, if you consider this particular thing, here the presence of DNA is takes place. So if we consider a pair of genes of your capital T or small t, so these two genes are present. It is a factor, that means your capital T and small t, these are the factor, and pair of factor means your two factors are there. I told you that pair means two, so two factors are there, which is located at the same locus. These are located at the same locus of homologous chromosome. So if we talk about a organism's pair of factors of a character which is for a pair of factor or gene which is located at the same locus. That means if we consider a character of a organism, it is mostly denoted by a pair of factor which is located at the same locus or homologous chromosome. That means it may be present over your homologous chromosome of a same locus. It is the same locus and it is present the capital T small t. That means it is a pair of character which is present in a same locus of homologous chromosome. So it is your first point, principle of paired factor. Paired means two factors are present over here. So it is your paired factor. Nextly, principle of dominance. If you want details about gene, allele or your homologous chromosome, you just comment me below. I made another video regarding all these things. So here we just discuss the second one, principle of dominance. So principle of dominance, I told you in monohybrid cross that when we cross two characters, that means when we cross capital T with small t in monohybrid cross, we saw that there is a resultant text space which is intermediate. That means capital T small t is arise over here. We just cross it again. We just take an example over here. Capital T is crossed with small t. It is your parent generation. So nextly, we just plot the alleles first. This is your capital T, and this is your small t. When we start plotting a Punnett square for the F1 generation, that means first filial generation, we found that we just cross it over here. It is your capital T, it is your small t. Capital T crossed with small t, capital T small, capital T small. So this is the basic resultant. So we found that there is the common gene, capital T small t. So here the law comes from over here. That means the principle of dominance told you that when the crossing takes place, the gene which is expressed itself is always known as your dominant. That means it is your expressed gene. It is expressed always known as your dominant. And the expressing character is your tallness. And this gene is your suppressed character, so it is your suppressed character. And the suppressed character is otherwise known as your recessive character. I think this is clear. So we just take a homozygous capital T and another small t, we just cross it and found a heterozygous gene where the capital T is expressed character, which is always known as your dominant character, and the character is tau. So we just again repeat the points. The point is, when a pair of contrasting characters are present together, only one of them is expressed itself. So here I again repeat, capital T small t is present over there. So express itself, only one of them is expressed itself. That means the capital T is expressed itself. It is the expressed character which is your dominant. Other remain hidden and other one is your hidden. That means this thing is your hidden. If we consider the plant, the phenotypically the plant is tall. That means the dwarfness is suppressed over here and the tallness is expressed. So only one of them express itself, other remain hidden. That means one thing is expressed and another one is just suppressed. And the expressed character, that means I just change the color. The expressed, that means the character which is expressed is called the dominant. It is important. So the character which is expressed is always known as the dominant, and the hidden character, that means the character is hidden over here, that means the small t, which is called your recessive. So the resultant is when a pair of contrasting characters are present together, when we found pair of contrasting character, only one of them express itself. It is a pair of contrasting character. Here the capital T is expressed itself. That means the expressed character is called your dominant. That means the character which is expressed. And the hidden character is called recessive. The character which is hidden is always known as your recessive. Next, a dominant gene is expressed in both homo and hetero condition. You may consider it is your hetero condition, you may consider another condition. That means your homo condition, which is both are your capital T. Here, the tallness, if we talk about the phenotypic condition, it is also show the tallness, and here it is also show the tallness. So, in a dominant gene expressed in both homo condition, here it is your homo condition, here is also the tallness is expressed. In hetero condition, it is your hetero condition. In hetero condition also, the tallness is expressed. So both the conditions, the tallness is present. That means the dominant is the expressed character, and the small t, which is the recessive character, is suppressed now. Nextly, a recessive gene is expressed only in homozygous condition. In homozygous condition, if we wrote like this, in homozygous condition, here both are small. So in homozygous condition, it is expressed. Here the plant is your small. That means your short-eyed plant. Here the tallness is. Here also the tallness. Here the dwarfness is. So if we consider these things, in recessive genes expressed only a homozygous condition. In recessive condition, that means both are recessive genes are there. I told you that it is your expressed character, it is your suppressed character, and suppressed character means your recessive gene is present. Here is the dominant gene is present. Here the dominant gene is expressed. Here also the dominant gene is expressed. But here both are the recessive genes are present. So the recessive character is expressed. So when the recessive character is expressed, when the homozygous condition is there, it is the homozygous condition. So in homozygous condition, the recessive genes are expressed itself. So it is the principle of dominance. In our next session, we just continue the third principle, which is derived from Mendel's phonoelectric laws, which is otherwise known as your law of segregation and otherwise known as your first law of inheritance. We just discussed about this. Hope this session is helpful to all of you. Thank you.